he's Matt, I'm Nat, and we got your geek news right here.
And today it is a review of The Dark Knight.
I know this is something you guys have been waiting for a while.
Yeah, we have some serious heavies in this film, so let's do this talent by talent.
Good idea.
It's not about money. It's about sending a message.
Now, I mentioned that from the ads I wasn't totally sold on Heath, but I've got to admit,
You've had a bit of a change of heart?
Oh, the very first full scene with that pencil trick.
Oh, gosh.
I was completely sold.
Man, the theater was howling, eh?
He knocked me out.
Yeah.
I was so impressed with him.
Very cool.
And the Joker as an agent of chaos is an interesting idea, because he's normally just an anti-villain. That's just sort of his angle. He's just a goofy guy after something like everybody else. He's trying to knock over a bank. He's trying to do this, trying to do that. But in this case, it was just the agent of chaos.
And the idea that Joker, doesn't plan things, I find that kind of strange, because he had brilliantly thought out plans. Very detailed.
The cell phone breakout, I want my phone call.
Yeah.
Like, everything about that plan, getting himself abducted, it was brilliant plan. And then for him to say, well, I don't make plans. I'm not a schemer.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so
hilarious.
Weird.
That's maybe just part of his plan. Yeah. Just to toy with everyone.
But I love that they really dug into the killing joke with the character. The romantic Joker where I would never kill you. You complete me. It was so cool to see that character from the Killing Joke really be a part of who it was Heath was playing.
But besides his, hilarious Joker side, he was pretty freaking scary, eh?
He was a convincing
like in that
psychopath,
home video,
yeah.
like the news home videos, like, look at me, look at me!
Oh,
Jesus.
I had serious goosebumps
I
when
know.
he did that
It was pretty good.
It was a great performance.
Absolutely. You know what, all in all those rumors about him, Oscar-worthy performance, I would have to agree, he deserves to at least be nominated or recognized, but I don't know how much you guys actually know about this. It literally is a rumor, though. Apparently, no one in the Academy has ever actually confirmed that he is at all considered for it. It's like some guys on the internet saying, Heath is great, he deserves an Oscar, and it's just kind of like spread like wildfire, and everyone's like, oh, I heard. No it's not confirmed at all, but let's hope that majority says,
at the very least, there's grounds for People's Choice Award.
I promise you, the dawn is coming. One day, the Batman will have to answer for the laws he's broken. But to us, not to this madman.
Okay, now I was really impressed with the ad campaigns never giving anything away. Just the idea that this is Gotham's White Knight, and then having Two-Face's coins sort of brought in early.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Yeah.
Makes his own look.
And seeing that Dent has that vengeful side. It was very cool. Seeing that early was awesome.
Yeah.
Now, finding out that his internal affairs name was Two-Face was such a nice touch. Holy crap. And Eckhart played the whole...
He's a brilliant actor as well.
I really like him.
They had a really, really good cast in this, which we already discussed in the preview. Aside from his acting, though, the effects for Two-Face were awesome.
Incredible. And I loved the fact that we managed to get such, the digital makeup. It was essentially half a Gollum face.
Well, my thing with his effects is I love that it wasn't that, Tommy Lee Jones multicolored kind of thing. I love that Nolan has that really grounded in reality kind of
and it was
theme
just
going
a
on.
Scar, just
he was just a burn victim. That's what
burn
Two-Face
victim.
was.
Yeah, I was impressed with that. And the fact that Joker's Agent of Chaos worked so well with Dent being an agent of random chance.
Yes.
I thought that was very, very cool.
Really, really good.
And his arc was totally believable.
Yeah.
Sort of blaming the death of Rachel on...
Gordon.
Entirely on Gordon for having the corrupt cops, and I just thought that was such a logical step. And a guy who had lost everything in that way, it was just completely believable. Okay, so 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, now that we've sang the praises of the movie.
Christian Bale.
Sorry, guys.
Dude, you were in Batman Begins. Did you even watch it before you did this film? Oh.
Yeah, my biggest qualm, I guess, was Christian Bale's performance. You know what, Matt, and some of you guys have problems with the suit and all that kind of thing. My only problem was that he sounded like a total goof. I mean,
he sounded like Slipknot's lead singer.
He
what
really
was with
did.
the
I mean,
growling?
he just was a little too comical, maybe a little too forcibly gruff, loud voice. It really is like he didn't watch his performance at all. He didn't reference
Batman
how
Whispers,
brilliant he was in the first movie.
Yeah, Batman Whispers when he's talking and he screams when he's scaring the crap out of somebody. But the bat
Which we saw in
grumbling
the first
at
one.
Lucius Fox knows you're Bruce Wayne. You don't need to blah, 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 blah when you're talking to him. That was so lame. And his lisp, I'm sorry, people. Like, he's lisping. Batman is lisping. And it's driving me crazy. Like, when he's in 3:10 to Yuma, that could just be his character. But I'm sorry. Batman doesn't lisp. I mean, he's an actor
You know what?
from
I've got to
Wales.
say
I
that,
don't
like,
know.
I know that some of you may not even care. You're just like, dude, the human being lisps. Who cares? It's not part of Batman, even though it evidently comes out in Batman. Matt has a bit of sensitivity to how a character is portrayed, especially when he's imitating or portraying
When
an
he's
actual
got something-
character.
and when there's so many actors who have played it.
Total digression. I mean, like you had a problem with Joaquin Phoenix when he did Johnny Cash as
Yeah,
well,
it doesn't
right?
look like Johnny Cash. What can you do about
Simply because of that scar. Nothing you can do about it. But anyway, my point is Matt is very particular.
Yeah, but in the case where you have had brilliant voice actors like Kevin Conroy,
Yeah.
who's done Batman, and like, listen to someone who knows how to do Batman. It's not hard. It really isn't. It's whispering, and then it's talking. It just drove me nuts to see that he did it well in Batman Begins.
Yes, that's
and
the
then he
problem. The
just
fact that
totally
he's capable
phoned it in.
of being Batman.
Yeah.
And yeah, unfortunately,
But,
it didn't really come out as much as one.
honestly,
But the interplay was good though.
in the same- yeah.
Dent and Bruce Wayne,
Yeah, in the same way that
really good.
Val Kilmer played a fine Batman but a terrible Bruce Wayne. In this case, we had a decent Bruce Wayne out of Christian Bale.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
him and Dent was great. That whole one fundraiser with my friends, that was a little weird.
Wayne still has friends.
Yeah, didn't he kick them all out and insult them at the end of Batman Begins? It's nice that they're loyal enough to still be his friends, though. That was funny. And you know what? Honestly, Batman did occasionally look very cool, despite the fact that I think his costume is terrible, and I think that his cape is totally the wrong color for the rest of his costume. That bat sonar, when those things came down in his eyes, he just looked right out of the comics, right out of the animated series. Holy crap. I just had this moment of, yes, that's how it should be.
The beginning of The Dark Knight, you see that Bruce Wayne and his Batman persona have matured. He's really the fully formed Batman from the comics.
And the man who is really responsible for more than his fair share is...
Monsieur Christopher Nolan.
Yes. Now, let's start with the terrible things. Wayne Tower
Yeah.
was super lame. What happened to the one in the first
Did
movie?
they just shoot
That
in a
was
different
great.
city? Is
Yeah,
that the
they shot
idea?
in a different city. And
Well,
on
anyway,
top of that,
I
they
made
didn't
I
CG.
made up an excuse as to why it was a different building. Maybe after the first one, after they blew up the train and the train skidded under what looked like it could have been the parking lot of Wayne Towers.
yeah.
Maybe this was
Just another
building,
building?
replacing it
Maybe,
before,
maybe.
as Wayne Tower, the original, was being
Yeah, they
rebuilt.
could
Kind
just
of
be
like the
in a
way that Wayne Manor was being rebuilt.
Yeah, no Batcave in this. That really chapped my ass. Not having the Batcave in a Batman movie, at least go there and build something. They really should have played with it instead of one throwaway line from Michael Caine.
Well,
that
yeah.
kind of sucked. Now, I've got to admit, seeing Batman's attacks from Batman's point of view kind of took all the mystery out of Batman being Batman.
That's something we noticed watching Batman Begins again.
all
The
from
fact
the
that it was all from the
criminal's
criminal's point of view, which makes it much more
cooler.
terrifying.
Yeah, Batman fights with fear as much as he does with some kick-ass moves. And yeah, it was just a little weird to see it. I mean, it was cool, honestly, it was cool, but it did take away from who Batman is. Now, the realism of Batman grabbing Rachel, falling out of the penthouse, and landing on a car and not dying, I thought that...
Neither of being injured in any way, apparently.
It's not like Batman used his cape to cushion the blow. Nothing. He just landed on a car and was fine. And so was Rachel, which was pretty weird. So let's move into the things that were great.
Right.
Scarecrow.
Ah.
So good to have him back.
It was very good to have him back.
Despite the fact that, Ra's al Ghul is, an immortal and didn't come back, I'm hoping they'll address that later.
some of us are talking about him coming back in the third movie.
I know, it'd be nice to see him come back. Just because Liam Neeson's awesome,
Yes.
and because Ra's al Ghul's amazing.
We love Liam Neeson.
The copycat Batman, that was cool.
That was actually pretty cool as well.
I never, ever in a million years thought of that. And to see it in there, I was just like, wow, what a great,
It makes
great
sense.
plot.
Batman has fans.
Yeah.
Even
and
in Gotham.
Even in Gotham, they like him. Now, the name Batpod, I always thought, what the hell is this motorcycle called a Batpod for?
Well.
But when it's the escape pod from the Batmobile, it all makes sense.
It was pretty
But
cool.
why does the Batmobile always get destroyed and turn into some kind of escape pod in a sequel to a Batman?